Alrighty, hello, welcome back to the stream. Good to see everybody. Alright, so today, just, continuing work on Gunforged. Same old, same old. I've got some UI work that I want to get done this morning. I was working on it quite a bit last night, so I will show you what I've got going on. I've also cleared out a bunch of my in-progress cards, added a bunch of sound effects and stuff, so yeah, we'll see how long the UI stuff takes, and then I've got just a bunch of other tweaks to do. Maybe we'll do some playtesting today. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we'll make a new gun type. Yeah, I should have probably planned this out better, but we will see where the stream takes us. So before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that I've got all the ways you can support me linked in the description below. If you'd like to financially support me, I've got my Udemy courses available for sale. That's a great way to help me out. Also, it's a great way to kickstart your Godot learning journey. So definitely check those out if you're interested. Otherwise, you can wishlist Gunforged on Steam and purchase that when that comes out. And of course, you can also support me in other ways by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, all of that good stuff. So let's get right into it. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. Great to see you. Good morning, Ariane. Good to see you as well. Okay, so let me show you what I've got here. Let me show you what I've got. So I've added, let's see. So I've added a little bit of a selection kind of particle effect here for when you click and drag things. So it's just a little bit nicer compared to the, I might even add some more animation to this, but it's a little bit nicer compared to what was happening before. There was no like particle or anything. So just a nice little effect, and then you can drop it on there. I might add some more animation to that. But I did the same thing for these runes here. So there's a little particle trail here. And what I want to do is, in the same way that there's marching ants here, showing you that these where the drop areas are, what I want to do is I want to make it so that, you know, this same thing happens with the runes here. So you can see I've got the marching ants there, and I want those to be a little bit more animated. Maybe I'll animate the... Oh, that's not right. I gotta fix that. But maybe I'll animate the rune slots in the same way as these. So we'll give them a slight rotation, animate the color of the marching ants over time, make it turn green when it's hovered over. So yeah, those are the kind of things that I want to work on. And I spent a bunch of time working on the UX of this as well. So what happens here is you can click and hold to drag, or you can click once and that will put the item on your mouse, and then you can click again to place it. So whichever one is more comfortable for people is available. And of course you still have the hotkeys too, so I can just fast equip this by right clicking or shift right clicking. But I suspect that most people are going to want to use the drag and drop. So let's just continue on with this level of, let's just continue on with this work here. So first things first, I need to remove the marching ants when I start dragging a gun part. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. Always generous. And thank you for being here with the message Yummers, the classic message. Thank you. Thank you. I love this new effect. Thanks. Yeah, I think it's looking good. I'm just trying to add a little bit more animation to everything. I'm also noticing that this marker 2D here needs to be moved over a little bit. Needs to be, I don't know why this is so off. Why is it off? Oh well, I'll just move it here. There we go. Okay, so let me, let's go into the inventory slot here. So if notification drag begin, if ants enabled and get drag data. Yeah, so I think I need to do this. If ants enabled and gun part affix not equal to null or was dragging, so let's do this. And get drag data, get viewport, get GUI, or was it drag data? What is it called? GUI, get drag data, not equal to null. All right, let me just see if that works really quick. So that should disable it for when I start dragging gun parts. All this drag and drop stuff is like it's a mess. Rune slots 4. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so that works. And then if I start dragging a weapon part, yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, so we've got our marching ants here. So let me go ahead and look at my assembled gun drop area. Let me see. So color tween, rotation tween. I think I'm just gonna lift all of this stuff and just start it up here. So let's see, rotation tween, play can drop anim, notification drop, okay, play can drop, okay. So let's do this. Play can drop anim. I'm basically just gonna copy and paste what I have. So what this does, this calls create color tween. Where is that? Oh, it's right here. Create color tween. Default ant color. Is that an export? Oh no, here. Okay, so we've got those colors. Marching ants dot material. So this just needs to be what? Oh, I need to get a reference to that. Inventory slot, marching ants. Here we go. So let's see. Node private color rect marching ants. All right, so that should work. So now this play can drop anim, what I'm going to do in here, instead of saying ants container.visible, I'm going to say play can drop anim. That's going to set the visible to true. And then when the drag ends, it's going to set it to false, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is looking good. So now we need to do mouse entered. So on mouse entered, on mouse exited. If color tween is valid. Okay. So what is that? On mouse entered. I'm going to reverse the order of these things. Okay, so on mouse entered, create color tween, and then this here. This needs to be this. I'm just copy and pasting. If I was doing this properly, I'd find a way to unify it, but alas, we are not doing this properly. Okay, so we've got the rotation tween. So let's see now if that works. And the other thing is I probably want to kill the tween. Yeah, I probably want to do this. I probably want to do ants container color tween dot kill if valid, rotation tween dot kill if valid. And what's the rotation tween changing? Oh, it's changing the rotation of this. Do I want that to happen? Do I want to change the rotation of the slot? I guess so. So I'll just do this then. when I kill that, I'll say rotation is equal to 0. Just reset that. I wonder if I'm doing that in here. Yeah, rotation. Yeah, okay. Cool. So I just need to reset all those things. All right, all right. So I think maybe this will work. We'll see. Hello, Dione. Welcome back to the stream. Great to see you. Good to see you again. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm not seeing a rotation. The colors are also not changing, so why am I not seeing a rotation? So first of all, I need to do the mouse entered here. So mouse entered plus equals on mouse entered. Play can drop anim. That's what should be starting the rotation tween. Oh, maybe the rotation isn't severe enough. I don't think 1 degree is enough to produce a difference when the inventory slot size is somewhat small. Okay, so I also need to reset the pivot offset here. Okay, now the colors are changing too. Probably do some kind of animation when that gets dropped as well. Let's try resetting the pivot offset. Oh, it is resetting the pivot offset here. Play can drop anim pivot offset. Maybe the rotation might be a little bit too much. Maybe the rotation might be a little bit too much. Or just right. What happens if I get like a lot of them going? See if I can get some more. Oops. I don't think that looks terrible. What I might do is change the speed scale a little bit. From 0.9 to 1.1. And then if I do like a really juicy like bounce animation when you slot one in, I think that's going to look really nice. Okay, let's see. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think that looks okay. I'm gonna need to change these colors probably. I'm thinking about changing the look of these things generally, these panels. Might play around with that a little bit too. The other thing is that too confusing. Like, are players going to know that they can drag and drop on top of already existing runes? I think so. I think highlighting just the empty slots is probably all right. I'm also getting an issue here. Why is that happening? Okay, so that's being picked back up. When I add it to the first slot, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I think what's happening here is this list must be changing. Yeah, I think that list is actually changing here. I'm gonna have to look at how that set capacity works. Okay, but that's not an important issue right now. What's important is getting these visuals done. So let me think. I mean, that looks all right. I do want to try out. Let's do an animation first. Now, is there a way that I can change this? Set affix. Inventory grid. Add affix to next empty slot. Set affix at slot. On slot. Drag data dropped. Slot tag. Okay, well, set affix. I wonder if I just put the animation in here. Var tween is equal to create tween. I think this might be a little bit weird, but we're going to see tween.tween property. This scale variant final value vector 2.1 over 0.2 seconds dot from. Why is this not working? Dot from. Why is this not working? Okay, I'm gonna try something. Reload window, get everything restarted here. We're adding the famous game juice today. Yes, these simple things really make the difference. I agree, yeah. It takes a little bit of work to get it to where it needs to be, but I definitely think that it adds a ton to the game, and this is an area of the game that I've been wanting to fix for a while. Is this just not working? What is going on here? My C# is going haywire here. Why is it not letting me do this? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Float does not contain a definition for from. It's just like completely ignoring this parentheses. Oh, now it's fine. What is it? What is going on? Very buggy, I guess. All right, so from vector 2.0 dot set ease type dot out set transition dot back. So this is going to happen anytime the value is set, which is probably not going to look right. So I might have to make that more specifically targeted, but let's just take a gander at what's going on here. Oh. They're all bouncing. Very nice, very nice. Well, that's not right. They're all being set. Why are they all being set? I'm probably just doing something very, very brute force here. Where is clear being called? Update inventory, set capacity. Yeah, I'm calling inventory grid here. What does set capacity do? Diff greater than 0. Right. Well, I'm going to try something here. Get rid of this clear. All right. I don't know if I should be... Well, let me think. Oh, man. This code is not very good. So I can't just do it on set. That's not going to work. So I have to do it specifically on drag and drop. So maybe I'll just do that. Well, let me think. Inventory grid. Add affix to next empty slot. Set affix at slot. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something different. Public void play bounce. Put that there. Pivot offset is equal to size divided by 2. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back to the stream. Great to see you. So make sure to set that pivot offset. And then we've got that public. So that means that can accept drop, target affix, target index, source index, rune drag data, source drag. Okay. Rune drag data, source inventory grid. Right. Rune drag data dot source inventory grid or destination target. What? Target index. Okay. Inventory slot dot play bounce. Okay, we're just going to start with that. We're just going to start with this and we're going to see what happens. And then we'll move forward from there. I don't really feel like re-architecting this whole code, so I'm just going to... Okay, that looks better. All right, so let's go ahead and try it now with this. Perfect. Okay, so now I want to do the same thing when I like right click to do it. And that is going to be available in add affix to next empty slot. First empty dot set affix, and then we can do first empty dot play bounce. So we're just going to make it a lot simpler. That doesn't seem to be working, does it? Set affix at slot? Add affix to next empty slot. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Well, All right. This is getting very tricksy. Okay. So on slot secondary press. Let's just look for where this is used. That's the right click, I believe. On slot secondary press, yada yada. Add affix to next empty slot. Cool. Oh, I see. Yeah. Emit inventory updated. Inventory updated. Let's look for affix inventory updated. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. I did not make this with animations in mind. Well, making those animations work when I'm just right-clicking is going to be a lot of effort. So, without being dragged into a large refactor here, I think what I'll say is that the animations will just only play for the drag and drop. It's not ideal, but I really don't want to get, like I said, sucked into a whole refactor to get it to work. So yeah, I don't want to make any big changes to that system. The system that I know is working. So yeah, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But we at least got some animations working here. Now there is this problem here where when the capacity changes, when the capacity changes, there's something weird happening. So I had to do a bunch of weird logic. So like I'm forcing a drag operation when I single click on a rune or a gun part. It's the same as like holding the mouse button and then dragging. It just forces the drag. The problem is if I put a rune in the first slot here and click, it reforces the drag again. So I think what might be happening here is that capacity, so in the Gunforge UI here, that available rune inventory grid, available rune inventory grid, let me think, on grid slot. Set capacity. What is this available rune inventory grid responding to? Oh. What is missing here? Wait a minute. Slot secondary pressed. Oh my gosh, I'm getting confused. Am I in the right thing? I am. Where is this capacity being set? Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. Scrollable. Oh, I see. Scrollable inventory grid in here. Okay. So inventory grid clear. So that's resetting the affixes to null. Oh, you know what? So this update inventory, so I guess the way that this is working is that there's the player rune inventory, which is a data structure, essentially. This is just purely the data of your player rune inventory. And then this script here, this scrollable inventory grid, this is just responding to those data changes. So it's not actually storing any data itself. And so a lot of the complexity here is coming from the fact that I've got like pure data storage for the runes that are on the gun and the runes that are in the player inventory, but then there are UI elements that just automatically respond to changes in those things, which simplifies a lot and reduces a lot of error, because then I'm using a single source of truth as like what the inventory looks like or what the inventory contains in those data managers, essentially. And then the UI just becomes a dummy that responds to changes within that data structure. So I have a lot of confidence that whatever's shown in the UI is exactly what is recorded like under the hood, so to speak, right? The problem is that I guess I'm just not responding to those inventory updates in a very good way, because I actually don't know. Let me go back. So there's a bunch of drag and drop issues still, and I obviously can't target specific inventory slots for animating, probably because I just don't have enough of the information that I need. But let me see. So get children, yeah. So there's something in here in this update inventory when it calls set capacity minus current child count. So it's adding another one. Capacity updated. Is this being used anywhere? Oh, this is going to be tricky. This is going to be tricky. So essentially what's happening is that on pressed, this temporarily disabled press is not true. So this is just, oh my gosh, this whole system is very weird. So the way that, in order to get drag and drop to work such that if you just click it once, it begins a drag, there's a problem where when you click again somewhere to drop the item, the thing is like the ordering of the events between when the data is dropped and then when the next button press occurs on that cell that you just dropped it on, the ordering is such that the data always gets dropped first before any mouse button events come through. So that means that if you click on a button which means like if you're dragging something and then you click on a button or an inventory slot, and that means I want to drop this data here. The problem is that data gets dropped and then the button pressed signal gets fired, which triggers another pickup, right? So it ends up being a problem where like you effectively can't drop what you're dragging onto another inventory slot, because then it just immediately picks it back up again. And so what I am doing is I'm essentially storing a flag that says, well, this was dragging flag, actually. So I'm essentially just storing a flag that basically prevents mouse button presses from being processed for a brief moment. So this essentially waits for, it keeps this flag on, this was dragging flag on for a frame. So that I have time to process the mouse events from that. But the problem is that if this is not I really don't know how to make sense of this though. It's only happening in the first. You know what? I bet you if I did this. Let me see. If I get rid of this set capacity here. So I get rid of the set capacity. I wonder if that's the culprit here. Hello, Polaris. Hi, have fun and success. Thank you. Oh, we're having fun, all right. It's always fun when you're dealing with UI stuff. Oh, that didn't work, huh? I don't even know what this code is doing. All right. I don't know if it's super important to fix this issue. I wonder if there's a simpler way that I can do this. Okay, before I go and mess up too many things, I'm going to go ahead and do marching ants for runes. Just go ahead and commit that before I make any big mistakes here. So if notification drag end, notification drag end. How does this work if I'm doing this? I don't understand. I really don't understand how this is working. I was just working on it last night. Notification drag begin. Okay, so that's fine. Notification drag end. If was dragging, get index. I just want to see what the index is. What I should see is like index 1 if I do this. Okay, so index 1, yeah. So the question I have is why is that? Why is that drag not being initiated when I drag and drop it onto something else? Why is that issue not happening? So, wait a minute. Temporarily disable press, only if was dragging. Interesting. I wonder if, let me see, in my inventory grid, am I doing anything fancy in here? Slot drag data dropped. Man, I wonder if this is worth either ignoring or rewriting. Probably not rewriting. Hello, Instakill Ann, welcome back. I'm here to camp some info. Well, welcome. Hopefully there will be a nugget in here. Right now I'm just mostly struggling through UI stuff. Yeah, I'm mostly just struggling through UI stuff. Notification drag end. Wait a minute. Drop data. Oh, here. Yeah, yeah. Temporarily disable press. I wonder why I wouldn't just do this all the time. So this is what I was looking for. So when the data is dropped, it temporarily disables that press. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see if that actually has an effect. Okay, so let's see. I'll drag this over. So far, so good. Nope. Yeah, whenever the capacity down here changes. Oh, wait. That's so weird. Sometimes when I place it back down, it goes back immediately in my... Huh. Oh. Why does it think the mouse has hovered over that one? Interesting. What are you doing, bud? Come here. Come here. Okay, well, the cat is sitting in the hallway meowing at me, and he won't come over here, so who knows what he wants. Oh, so when that... Okay, so then maybe there's a hint there. Let me try something. I think that there's an issue. I mean, there's obviously an issue, but I think this on mouse exited is being fired. Get index. So we'll see if that's being fired on the 0th child. Okay, so we'll go ahead and clear this output so it's less. Yeah, so that's not super helpful, but it did clear, it did say I left the 0th index several times. Okay, so let's see. If I do this, very carefully put it there. Yeah, printed 0 twice, or it's printed 0 3 times. So it's getting a mouse exit event. I'm gonna have to watch this more carefully. So apologies, I have to put the game on the other monitor here, but it will be necessary for testing purposes. Okay, so let's clear this. Interesting, yeah. So as soon as I place the thing down, it's marking the mouse has exited on the 0th index. So why is that happening? It's also highlighting the new child that's added. I think that has to do with, so the scrollable inventory grid, update inventory, set capacity, current child count, so diff, it should only be adding one child. But for some reason, it seems to be like grabbing focus or something. Wonder what happens if I add the child at the end. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but Maybe getting all the signals hooked up and whatnot will prevent any issues, but probably not. Child to remove. Is it removing anything? I don't think so. But we'll just go ahead and print that in there. Okay. It does think it's removing one. Oh, that's earlier though. So the diff -1 prints there. That's so weird. It's thinking that my mouse is leaving when I add another child at the end. That's so weird. Why is that happening? This didn't work, so we'll just go ahead and add it back. Why is it making my mouse leave when I add a new child? Is it potentially adding the child at the 0 position and then moving it to the 6 position? Adding it to the mouse and then relocating it? Nope, I don't think so. Let me check real quick. Child, add child. Yeah, it's just being added. Just being added as a child here. I mean, I can check. I can do child.getIndex here. I don't think it's being moved. There's nothing in the code that's moving it, but you never know, I suppose. I think this might just be a quirk of how Godot UI events work that I have to work around again. But we'll see. Oops. Am I printing? Okay, that doesn't help at all. Oh, wait. I didn't put a print there. Get rid of this. Oops, I needed to clean up that code anyway. gd.print. Child.getIndex. Okay, now we'll be able to see. Now we'll be able to see. Okay, so let's get this. Boom. I've got a bunch of prints here. I don't know what any of that means, but okay. Nope, 6. So that's right. Let's see. 1. Yeah, that's right. That's the 6th index. So, I'm curious now. Why is that happening? That's so weird. What happens if I do... What happens if I call this in a deferred manner? Probably not going to do anything, but when in doubt, call deferred. Okay, well that didn't work at all, but that's all right. That didn't work at all. P index equals 0 is out of bounds. Okay, well that didn't work. Object reference not set to an instance of object. What? Oh, because it's trying to iterate over all the buttons. Immediately after adding them. Ah, man. Well, that might be a scrollable inventory grid. That might be something to look at. Set affix at slot. Where is this being updated? Add affix to next empty slot. Okay, this is not helpful. Inventory grid dot signal name. Let's look for dot inventory updated. Okay, so my inventory grid is emitting a useless signal. So I'm going to remove this. Because that's just adding confusion. And probably wouldn't work anyway if I were to listen to it, so I'll just delete that. Okay, everywhere else is using the player root inventory manager. Okay, so that's not actually going to solve my issue, but... yeah, I don't know why this is going to be a tricksy issue. This is going to be one of those... it's going to be one of those deals where I'm going to have to figure out how to get Godot to work. Boom. Boom. That's so annoying. You can see that it briefly highlights. When I drag and drop normally, it's fine. But when I go and click and then click again, it highlights that briefly. Look, boom. It thinks my mouse is over that. Interesting. Okay, you know what I think? I actually wonder if, Mark, you were correct in a certain way where the child is being added with a position of 0, 0 before it gets updated by the grid container. I think that's very likely, actually. So what I might do is I might say child.position is equal to vector2 dot 1 times 1,000 negative vector2.1 times 1,000. So I'm just gonna set it, before I add it to the tree, I'm gonna set its position as something like radically off screen and then add it as a child, and then I'm assuming that the grid container is gonna update it later. So what I'm thinking is happening is it's getting added to the grid container at position 0, 0. For some reason, the mouse events get detected immediately upon adding that, and then the grid container then updates the positioning afterwards. And so that's creating a goofiness with my mouse events. But now that I'm setting the position first, by the time it gets into the tree, it'll be so far away from the mouse that it's not going to be interactable. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if my theory is correct. I'm like 50-50 on it. I'm cautiously optimistic that that's what the issue is, but... oh my goodness, is it working? Oh my goodness. Is it working? Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh goodness. Wow. Yep. Hope you all are excited. You just witnessed the biggest brain debug of all time. Yep. Yep, that's why you come here, folks. Hello, Xynoblade. Welcome back to the stream. But yeah, thank you, Mark, for the idea. I think that you were on the right track there for sure. He's good, yeah. Welcome, by the way, Zyloft. Good to see you again. Okay, so this is looking great now. So I still want to do work on this, but there's a little bit of wonkiness. Oh, if I move them... Okay, here's a different issue now. If I move the mouse a little bit... I guess that's just the normal drag. You know what I'll do? I think I can fix that too. Well, let me actually study this a little bit more. So when I place it, yeah, I can drag it again. So what I'm doing, I know you can't see my mouse buttons, but I'm not holding it. I've just clicked. If I click again, then hold, then drag, it triggers the drag again. And that is a little bit awkward when I'm like quickly placing things because my mouse still has some motion. And so it thinks I want to drag, but I'm not. So I think I can actually fix that. And I can fix that by doing this. I still have this temporarily disabled press here. And so what I'm going to do is when I get the get drag data here, I'm going to also add this or temporarily disable press. So while this flag is on, basically what this flag does is this prevents any mouse events from being handled. But if I put it here in this get drag data as well, and I just make it return null if that's true, then what that means is that until I do my button up or I leave the boundaries of the inventory slot, this temporarily disabled press will remain on and disable further drags. I'm fairly confident that that's going to work and that's going to make it feel a lot nicer. So let's go ahead and add that on there as well. Boom. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there's still a little bit of a problem here, but I don't really know how to... Basically, if you just click and you swipe over it really quick, it has a tendency not to pick up the thing. And the reason is because it's instigating the... Actually, I can fix that pretty easily. Can I fix that? It's instigating the drag based on like the mouse velocity, I think. So let me try something here. On button down. Let me try something. Else, if not temporarily disable press, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to emit this signal on button down instead. And I'm going to see what that works. So basically I'll be forcing the drag as soon as the button down event goes, but then I'm wondering if that will work. It doesn't even work at all. I mean, I might just have to leave it with some little UX oddities, but we'll see. I want to make it feel as nice as possible. Like, I just wanted the drag and drop to be super smooth and, like, not an issue at all. Why is that not working all of a sudden? I'm going to assume that that's not working, but... Oh, it is working. What the heck, man? Handle click to drag. Is this just not... gd.print. Hey, drag, please. I am very confused here. What? Okay, so that's not starting the drag either. What in the heck is going on? All right, well, maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead here. Maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead. There's gonna have to be a little bit of weirdness for now around that. I wonder if there's a better way that I can do this. I wonder if there's a way to configure the drag sensitivity. Basically, if you're a very fast placer, you can actually pick up the thing again. Actually, I wonder if this is just a... Let me try something. Is this just a mouse filter issue? Mouse ignore. Mouse ignore. Mouse ignore. Ignore. And ignore. So all the mouse events are ignored. Wow, this is I'm getting there. It's getting there, but like if I put this down and then I move the mouse a little bit and then go up, sometimes it will. Oh. Sometimes the mouse is leaving. See there. So when the tooltip pops up, the only reason that would happen is because the mouse has been detected as leaving. Because typically when I place this down, the tooltip does not reappear because the tooltip only appears on mouse enter. But sometimes when I place it, oh, is it because of the scale? Oh, the scale, yes. Right. So I think when it shrinks down past a certain size. Oh, maybe not. I'm just trying to figure out what the condition is here that's creating the mouse exit event. It doesn't appear to be the scale. Oh. I think it is related to... It seems related to the visuals in some way. Maybe it is the scale. It could be the scale. So maybe I need to change how this works. Press hover. Ah, oh, man. Well, I can easily test if it's related to the scale, this play bounce here. It probably is related to that, honestly. It's just very inconsistent. Actually, you know what? I bet I can test it easier. If I do this and I give it a longer animation, I bet you it will become very reproducible now. And then I'll have to figure out a different way of handling this. Yeah, so, okay, so I know what the conditions are now. So it shrinks such that the mouse ends up outside of it. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Am I really shrinking it in from 0? So that's a problem. So what I could do maybe is instead of doing that, I could potentially just change the scale of the children, although that's not going to really... I mean, it might not have the same impact, but I'll just, yeah, we'll just see. It's fine. So instead of this, I'll do Rune Texture Rect. Where's the play bounce? Let's do Rune Texture Rect instead. Azir, what are you doing? Stop. Cat is losing his mind. All right. Yeah, that doesn't have the same impact. I mean, obviously I need to... But I think the nice part is that that's removing the issue that I was having. But I really don't like how the whole thing doesn't bounce. I would change the pivot offset, but it's just not going to have the same effect. So let me think. Oh man, UI is just so... It's so problematic. There's just so many things that can go wrong. Let me think. That seems to have resolved my issue though, where I can like pick it up and drag it again. I don't think it's going to be super easy for me to just like... Oh, man. I wonder what happens if I do something really hacky. Let me do another texture button here. Whoops. Texture button. Do another texture button at the top. I'll copy all the properties here. Paste there. Okay. And I can clear all of these textures for this button such that this button becomes just like a placeholder. And then this texture button here, what I can do is I can say mouse pass all of the events up. So these should end up in the same state. But now I can call this like the visual button, and I can put all of these underneath it. And then I can do this. Node, private texture, button, visual button. So if I do visual button, and then I need to mark all those as unique so I can access them. And then when I do the play bounce, what I can do is I can bounce that visual button, but keep the overall button the same. So is that going to work? I don't know. It's kind of a hack, but we'll see. It's kind of a hack, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, is that actually working? Oh my goodness, is that actually working? And it's avoiding the problems that I was having before. I think it is anyway. Sometimes I can still pick it up when I'm dragging, but that's a different issue. I think it is related to the drag. I think is related to either the mouse distance that's covered when you click down, like when Godot instantiates a drag or when Godot initializes a drag. I think it's either based on the mouse velocity or the distance that the mouse travels between when you click the mouse button down and how far it travels. I'm not exactly sure, but this is definitely feeling a lot better. So, all right. So with that hacky solution in place, goodness gracious, I'm going to want to set the visual button dot pivot offset to that. And now I'm back to where I was. Goodness, I think the cat was cold. Alrighty, so I think this is working all right. Whew! That was a lot of effort for this little tiny feature. But I'm not totally done yet. But anyway, I'm gonna go on a quick break. I actually need to take a phone call. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Check the links in the description below to see all the ways you can support me, and I'll be right back. All right. Is your cat by chance the Emperor of Shurima? Yes. Yes, my other cat is actually named Shurima. So I've got two, Azir and Shurima, both from League of Legends, as you probably picked up. I hate UI work, but it makes such a difference in game feel. It really does. If it works, yeah. All right, so unfortunately, that phone call that I got, I've got some contractors coming to work on the house. They were supposed to come this afternoon, but they had an earlier availability, so might as well get that out of the way. So I'm going to have to end the stream here a little bit short, unfortunately. but fixes mouse event issue. So I got to end the stream a little bit short, so apologies for that. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate that. And yeah, again, check out the links in the description below. All the ways you can support me. And Wishlist Gunforged, of course, buy my courses. All that stuff is linked below. So thank you all for watching. And again, sorry to cut the stream short, but life happens sometimes. So I'll be back at it tomorrow morning, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you in the next one.